Today's agenda, we're going to give a quick overview of Hartford Performs for folks that are new. Always great to refresh what our mission is. We're going to go over what the site coordinator responsibilities are, what's new about our roster this year, how selections are going to work, some grade level timelines and deadlines, what your next steps are, and then resources and support that Hartford Performs has, again, to help your school be successful in their Hartford Performs selections this year. So I'm going to pass it off to Ree, who's going to give some background overview of Hartford Performs.
Thanks, Emily, and thanks everybody for being here. We really love seeing your faces at the start of the year. So really quick, most of you know us and know us well because we've been working with you for several years, and you know that we were created for you, for your students. Hartford Performs was created by the Hartford Public School District to serve Hartford kids. And we started doing that in 2010. So we've been doing this for 16 years now that we're going into our 17th year, I think. And our goal is to provide equal access to all students across all schools. So all pre-K to grade 8 students across the district. That is now going to be 34 schools that we're working in. And our focus is on aggregating and focusing the community's art resources, the resources in Greater Hartford, on the needs of Hartford Public School students. We do not ever want to replace arts in schools. We know that sometimes we are the only ones doing visual art or music in your schools, but that is not our role, and that is nothing that we aspire to. We want all of the schools to have their own arts and music teachers and other arts teachers. We are bringing in the community arts, which is fundamentally different. So our goals always are to support learning, to support academics, to help with social and emotional development, and to promote engagement and attendance, to provide something different and engaging in your classrooms that we hope and we hear every year really does make a difference in attendance. So we inspire student success through the arts, and that is our role. That is who we are in a nutshell, and we really look forward to working with you this year. I'll pass it back to Emily.
Thanks, Ree. So in order to make our goal happen, it would not be possible without all of you. The site coordinator plays a key role in how Hartford Performs functions. You are our point person at every school. You are our arts advocate at the school, helping students and teachers select programming that's going to help them achieve academic success and support their learning. So thank you again so much. You are much appreciated and make it possible for students to have these opportunities. You're also there as the point person to ensure and help to make sure that every student receives programming at your school. I'm going to talk about that process and how every student does receive programming and how you can help ensure that. You also assist teachers with their program selections, scheduling needs, field trip paperwork. If for some reason they can't make it to a field trip, helping them with the cancellation or rescheduling process. You also verify that programs take place in your school through our voucher process system. That has not changed from previous years. If you're a veteran site coordinator, if you're new, information about how to process vouchers is going to be shared at a later date. It's a lot of information and I don't want to muddy up the information for today with that process. As the site coordinator, you'll also be selecting your school arts enhancement programs. There's an asterisk because not all schools participate in those school arts enhancements, and I'll explain that as we get into the meeting. And at the site coordinator, you really are our feedback. We want to ensure that we have a strong partnership with all of your schools individually. And so if there are ways that we can be better and do better, we want to do that, and we want to hear from you of how things can go smoother for your school. We also want to hear when things are working and amazing and excellent and students are having a wonderful time. So all feedback is welcome, and we are open to all of it. All right, our main event, our core arts integration programs. These are the programs that you're all familiar with if you've been with Hartford Performs for many years, and some of you have even before my time. These are our core roster programs. They're intentionally aligned to Hartford Public Schools teaching and learning goals for all students. They align to both an art form and another subject area. Um, these programs include off-site performances and tours. Those provide access and exposure to art forms in various arts and cultural institutions in the Hartford and Greater Hartford area. We also offer hands-on workshops through our core arts integration programs. And those are 1 to 2 day experiences in building content knowledge and vocabulary in both an art form and in a subject area. And then new this year, we have some short-term residency 5 day programs. I'll go more into that, but those programs go deeper into the learning in an art form in a content area. And in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade are going to be making some career connections for students early on as they start broadening their ideas and what they want to study. Core arts integration programs, these apply to everybody on this call. They are selected by grade level teams. It's $20 per grade level. That has not changed, and this is available for all students. What's new this year? So on the roster, you're going to see that we have more specific grade level alignments. We have tailored our roster to be more grade level specific. So you'll see programs that are just pre-K specific, then programs that are very much aligned to K-5 with a strong alignment to the Wit and Wisdom curriculum. And we have programs that are specifically tailored to grades 6th, 7th, and 8th. This includes our new short-term residency programs. These are 5 visits per program. They are $20 per grade level, and there's a 40 student minimum. I'm going to deep dive into that, so don't worry if you have questions. Hopefully those will be answered in a little bit. Assured experiences this year are not new, but new for all grade levels. Last year, 1st grade all went to the Wadsworth Athenaeum across the district, and 4th grade went to the Hartford Symphony Orchestra. This year, we have assured experiences all the way K to 5th grade for students to participate in. I will explain more about that in a minute. And then there's a new feature for some of our providers, mostly assured experiences, to use a scheduler link. And this is a way for teachers to directly schedule and confirm with the organization at the time of booking. And I'll show you how that works. We also have some new programs, and if folks are on the call that have been part of our selection committee and reviewing program applications, we are so excited to have some new programs joining our roster this year. We have some very specific pre-K play-based learning programs with Leslie Johnson. A favorite, Adelka from Sova Dance and Puppet Theater, has a new shadow puppet program, which is a new type of art form for our roster. It's very exciting. You might recognize Tammy Denise, who's not new. However, she has added some new characters to her performance Hidden Women lineup that are explicitly aligned to Wit and Wisdom. So we're really excited to see how those play out this year. And a brand new joining our roster this year are Playful Engineers, who's coming in with a STEAM program on artful mechanisms that connect to visual arts as well as some engineering, which is really exciting and new to our roster. Then our bottom row are very middle school aligned. We have a DJ Michelle B, who is doing a DJ and music technology program. This is one of those special 5-visit programs that I'm going to talk more about, but really excited to have Michelle joining our roster, along with Melissa Wright, who's been doing some longer term residencies in our standalone middle schools, has a mural program. That's one of those 5-day residencies. And Kimberly Aaron has a spoken word program. As well as the Belonging Project, who is new to us this year, and this is a theater program for middle school. The Bushnell has coming out with a ton of off-site performances this year related to their children's theater, so just wanted to make sure that those were lifted up. Many of these have also alignments with Wit and Wisdom, even if they're not part of the assured experience. This year, you are encouraged to also take field trips with your schools to other programs that are happening. And another favorite, Playhouse on Park, has their new lineup of performances with Pinocchio, The Naked Mole Rat, and Charlotte's Web. Our New England Ballet Theater was new to us last year, has a new performance of Swan Lake coming out this year. And a new provider with Connecticut Public Television and Radio have a really exciting hands-on intro to journalism tour, where students not only tour the studio, but also get some hands-on experience with radio and broadcasting, which I'm really excited to offer this year. And then back, which I know has been a fan favorite, Carnival of the Animals is back as a discovery concert for the Hartford Symphony Orchestra. Hartford Stage has also adjusted some of their connections programs. This year, they're only offering connections programs for grade 4. This is designed specifically to the book Hatchet, which, if you are a fourth grade teacher or aware of the Wit and Wisdom curriculum, this aligns perfectly with the extreme settings module for fourth grade. This program is not selected through our roster. It's going to be selected through a SurveyMonkey link, and that's going to be shared with you as part of your resource packet and follow up to this meeting. All right. Offsite trips. I made a special slide for this because this feels like a question every year. So I wanted to dedicate a few moments to offsite trips. Transportation is only funded for assured experiences for K-5. And I'll talk about what those are. But Hartford Public Schools, and in one case, the Wadsworth, are providing transportation for the assured experiences to make sure students across the district are able to participate. Any other field trip or offsite performance or tour, that transportation must be funded through your individual school budget. So again, only transportation for assured experiences is provided. Other field trip opportunities, just like in years past, that transportation needs to be arranged and funded by your school. Hartford Performs does not fund transportation. That's through the budget, your school budget. And that teachers are responsible for all field trip forms, whether that's assured experiences or another offsite performance, permission slips, field trip forms, that is on the teacher's responsibility, and you as site coordinator helping out and providing that information. All right, so let's get into how program selections work in the database. This is relatively similar to how it has been in years past. Teachers are going to go to database.hartfordperforms.org, and I have a guide for every grade band on how on all of these steps that I'm talking through with you today, and that's going to be shared as a resource. Database.hartfordperforms.org, you're going to see an option to browse or ready to book. Between now and August 25th, teachers are welcome to browse and look at what's new and what's being offered and get their lists ready of what they want to select. So they're going to select that browse button on that homepage. This is what the roster looks like. Each of these boxes is a program. When you click on the box, it opens up into much larger program description that gives you details about what happens during the program, logistics, dates, curriculum connections. All right, so important to take a look, especially for offsite experiences and performance dates, to make sure that those align with your school calendars. There are also filter options. There's a small tab that pops out from the left-hand side of the screen, and this is where teachers can filter by grade level, by Wit and Wisdom module, by art form or curriculum focus. You can also filter by where the program takes place and the type of program that it is. The favorites option is a star in the corner of each program. When you click it, it turns orange, and that program pops up to the top of the roster and saves those favorite programs. So then very easy, once you're ready to book, to add those favorite programs into the shopping cart so you don't lose track of them. So once teachers have browsed, then they're going to click the button at the top banners that says ready to book, and a shopping cart icon is going to appear on the other corner of the program, and teachers can click that shopping cart icon. I'm sorry, you're going to hit ready to book. You're going to see this screen next. Teachers are going to select lead teacher. See, I knew I made the right things. When you select lead teacher, you're going to get a form. The teachers are going to fill out this form. They're going to select their school from the drop down. It should automatically populate the site coordinator email. The teacher's going to enter in their name, their email, their role, either grade level, Unified Arts or PE, iGoal or RISE are the options. And then select what grade level they're selecting for. Again, it's one lead teacher selecting for an entire grade level with a $20 budget. Now I have a little stop sign here, because if you go to fill in this form and your grade level does not appear, then you should stop, because it means another lead teacher has already selected programs for you. And then the teacher should either contact you, the site coordinator, or reach out to Hartford Performs to see what happened. But if your grade level is there, you're going to check it, enter in the number of students enrolled at the time that the booking is taking place. and enter the number of classrooms. And then they're going to click next to continue on to the next step. So then teachers will see their favorites. They're going to click the shopping cart icon, and it's going to populate the programs into the shopping cart. You should pick programs to get to your total budget of $20. Now, assured experiences are pre-selected for each grade level. Those are going to be automatically added into that grade level teacher's shopping cart. You're going to see that there's a required blue indicator and that it can't be removed. So that is going to be part of their selections, and then teachers should complete the rest of their budget in order to finalize all of their selections. The next step is to enter selected dates. And so this is what we've typically had. And still many of our programs are using the same format to select dates. So teachers should enter 2 dates that work for them to host the program or for them to go visit the program. This is going to shorten the time that the back and forth between the teacher and the teaching artist to figure out a date for the program visit to happen. And so any information that the teacher can provide to help the artist find that schedule and confirm that date can be put into these boxes. They'll enter dates for all of their program selections. And then this is our new scheduler link feature. So for example, for the Science Center, which is a new assured experience for grade 3 this year, they have provided their own link and form to help speed up the schedule date process. And so instead of entering dates into our system, the Science Center is asking teachers to open their form and complete that as well. It's very important, though, there is a link that's completed, as well as the Hartford Performs booking process. So it's really important that they return back to the scheduler page and continue the process until they hit confirm. Once they get to the finalized page, they're going to see an overview of all the programs that they've selected, along with the potential dates that they've entered. That scheduler link does appear here again. So if they missed it on the page before, they can click it again here. It's going to open in a new window for them to complete. So they should review everything and then click Submit Booking to complete their selections. Once the selections are completed, the lead teacher and you, the site coordinator, will receive an email that includes all of the booking detailed information. What's important here is that you're given the arts provider contact information. The arts provider is the lead teacher's point of contact for scheduling and confirming the program visit date. So ideally, the arts provider follows up with the lead teacher to confirm one of the 2 dates that were put in. And if not, the lead teacher can reach out to the contact either by phone or email to confirm the visit. Okay, whew, how are we doing? All right, assured experiences. We are, again, like I said, every grade level is going to participate in an assured experience for kindergarten through 5th grade. These experiences are aligned to the Wit and Wisdom curriculum. This year, kindergarten will be going to the Connecticut Museum of Culture and History for a program called Work and Play from Long Ago. Grade 1 actually has 2 assured experiences. The one aligned to Wit and Wisdom is the studio program Creature Features. Nope, Creature Features is the Wit and Wisdom alignment. Animals and Art is the studio program title. And then Library on Wheels will also be visiting every school and 1st grade, which is very exciting. Grade 2 will be going to Roaring Brook Nature Center. That's part of the Children's Museum and a new partner for us this year. Grade 3 is going to the Science Center. Connecticut Science Center was a partner with us, and we're excited that they're back on our roster again. 4th grade is going to the Discovery Concert, I'm a Survivor again at the Hartford Symphony Orchestra. And 5th grade is visiting the Harriet Beecher Stowe Center. And they are doing the Inheriting Freedom tour that also has a visual art workshop aligned with it. Again, these programs are automatically added to the teacher's shopping cart. And so the only step that teachers need to do is complete field trip paperwork and complete their shopping cart to fulfill their budget. So this shows the alignment as well as the cost. So kindergarten, the assured experience is a $5 program. And so kindergarten will have to pick another $15 worth of programming from the roster to complete their budget. And then 4th grade, the Hartford Symphony is a $10 program. So 4th grade will pick another $10 of programming to complete their budget. But the other shared experiences are $0. So they'll pick another $20 worth of programming to fulfill all their program selections. Okay, K to 5. So if you have students in K to 5 in your building, this is important. So a deep dive is what is required. So the assured experience is required. Um, it is also strongly recommended that the additional programs that the teachers select to fulfill their budget are aligned to Wit and Wisdom. And we have a resource document along with filtering in the roster by module and grade level. We're also sharing a resource document that's going to show all the programs with module alignments that are tabbed for each grade level. And that's going to be shared with you in your resource packet at the end after this meeting. Deadlines for K-5. So time has been set aside on August 25th during Professional Development Day for all K-5 teachers to make their Hartford Performs selections and to complete their field trip paperwork for all K-5 experiences. So on August 25th, all K-5 teachers will be going to the database and making their selections. We're also asking that all assured experiences are scheduled and confirmed by September 8th. This is very early this year. We have never done it all in one day before. So this is new to us. We're really excited to get this ball turning earlier than before, but it's a new experience. So please ask your questions and we're here to support and hopefully I can answer them as best as possible. Okay, moving on to pre-K and iGoal and RISE. So if you have pre-K classrooms in your school or any iGoal and RISE students in your school, this is a slide for you as well. So pre-K teachers as well as iGoal and RISE teachers select just from the Core Arts Integration roster. They can make program selections of a mix of $0, $5, and $10 to reach their $20 budget. And this is the list of schools that have iGoal or RISE classrooms. And so we'll be looking to make sure that at least that one class at Kennelly makes their $20 program selections, Early Childhood Development Team, ELAMS, Rawson, and West Middle. So deadlines different than K-5, a little bit more room. You have a program selection window for pre-K and iGoals from August 25th to September 8th. We're looking for all program selections to happen by September 8th. And then all programs scheduled and confirmed by September 18th. Take us to the order.
I have a quick question. The
Sure.
number of classrooms for West Middle is 3. Does that include pre-K and RISE?
This is just iGoal. That's a good question. Let me double check my form.
Okay, thank you. Because I think we have more. If you combine the pre-K and RISE, I think we have more than 3.
Don't combine pre-K and RISE.
Oh,
Pre-K is separate. iGoal and RISE are separate.
Oh, okay. Because the slide says pre-K and iGoal.
Yes. I see how that's confusing. I apologize. Pre-K has their own budget and iGoal and RISE have their own budget. Okay.
But just the deadline for them are the same. That's what you're
Correct.
saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because I know Kennelly only has one iGoals.
Yes.
Good. Okay, but we do have a few pre-K. Okay,
Yep.
so their deadline is the same.
Correct.
iGoals and pre-K. Gotcha.
Okay, 6 to 8. So if you have 6 to 8 in your building or you are a standalone 6 to 8, these slides are for you. So we have a new 5-visit residency model I've mentioned a few times. This is an adaptation of what we have learned from our longer residency model that we held at just the standalone middle schools. And we have spent a lot of time and worked with school administrators and central office to find a way to make this deeper residency model be accessible to all 6 to 8 students across the district. And so these are hands-on residency that happen in school and during the school day. This one program is $20 per grade level. So it uses the full program budget for, say, 6th grade. Picks one of these programs, then that's their program for the year. These programs are selected by one grade level lead teacher to serve that entire grade level. And so here are some examples of the programs at this $20 level. I am going to say that we are still populating this part of our roster and it should be completed. The goal is to be complete by August 25th. So that's why we don't want the selection starting until the 25th. So we can have a more full selections for these 5-visit deep dive residencies. Since this is new, we are in a transition plan. The goal is that all 6th to 8th grade select from this 5-visit residency. But we know we're giving a transition year to allow teachers to find those alignments and learn about these programs. Because Burr, Milner, McDonough, and MLK middle schools have done the longer residencies already, their option is to stick with this 5-visit residency as their selection. But they now have options to select from a field trip to either the Wadsworth or the Mark Twain House, which are free programs and still able to fit into their budget because they are free. All other 6th to 8th grade levels across the district have the option to either pick this $120 5-visit residency program and have that be it for their grade level, or they can still select from the mix on the roster between $0, $5, and $10 selections. So the grade level budget's the same. Our standalone middle schools are solely picking off of the 5-visit residency catalog roster. All other 6th grade to 8th grades have the option. And just to clarify in terms of who's picking it, it's not one program for the whole school. It is one lead teacher selects for the grade level. So if I am the English teacher for 6th grade, I'm going to pick one program, and every 6th grader that comes through my classroom will participate in all 5 visits of this program. Same for 7th and 8th. So each grade level makes its own independent selection of $20 program. This residency model is requiring a minimum of 40 students in order to select, which I think at most schools, you're able to meet that minimum. I know at a few schools, like Renzulli, might not reach that 40 student minimum in all of 8th grade. Grade levels can combine to meet that minimum and then select one program that would serve both 7th and 8th grade. And so there is a minimum for the residency program.
Is it okay to ask a question, or
Sure.
should we save them?
You can put it in the chat, Phoebe. Yeah, and we can answer them at the end. Thanks. 6 to 8 timeline program selection window is similar to pre-K and similar to iGoals. So August 25th to September 8th being the due date when all programs should be selected, and then everything scheduled by September 18th. I'm going to go over all those deadlines. I have another slide for all those deadlines all in one place. Again, school and arts enhancements. Okay, this is a $2,000 budget per school in addition to those core arts integration selections. These school arts enhancements are unfortunately not available to the Hartford Pre-K Magnet North and South buildings, the Early Childhood Development Center, Burr, MLK, Milner, and McDonough. Every other school has access to the school arts enhancement budget. Those dollars can be used for your unified arts or PE teachers to select $10 of programming per teacher, right? 2 teachers. That could be a music and a PE teacher, each having a $10 budget to select programming for whichever grade level they would like to select from. So that's one way to use the $2,000 budget. It can also be used for family engagement workshops. These are workshops that happen after school and involve both families, siblings, students in a hands-on engaging arts workshop. And this program also includes 60 books, which every family gets a book to take away. This is not new. This is the same that we did last year for these program school arts enhancement dollars. Assemblies are also an option for arts enhancement. These are in-school performances for up to 150 audience members. Audience members can be a mixture of grade levels, of students and parents. And you can choose any combination of these 3 offerings. So in the past, I've seen schools pick 1 family engagement and 2 assemblies for their school, or a combination of unified arts teachers and assemblies. So there's a variety of options available. I'm so impressed with schools making really intentional selections with their assemblies to be used for cultural heritage months, to engage families with the family engagement workshops, and allowing or giving unified arts teachers to have some selections as well. We have new assemblies to choose from. Andre Kitt, who has been part of our roster, now has an assembly available that's storytelling. Peter and the Wolf, The Little Red Hen. Swan Lake is both an offsite experience, but an assembly as well. If transportation is an issue, the ballet will come to you, along with Cinderella. Tom Knight, who's been part of our roster for a couple of years now, has a new assembly program. And the Hartford Jazz Society has a Latin jazz ensemble that will be coming into schools if you pick assemblies. So these are joining a lot of other assemblies from our roster from last year. And our family engagement workshops, you're going to see a new one joining our offerings this year. Savannah Jones will be leading a workshop on Misty Copeland's book, Firebird, which is a really exciting new dance program that will be joining our family engagement series. We have decided to sunset Ruby Bridges and are looking for a place to put Ruby on our core arts integration roster, since that aligns so nicely with the second grade Wit and Wisdom module. And then Giraffes Can't Dance, Dreamers, and Last Stop on Market Street are other book offerings for the family literacy engagement workshops this year. You, as a site coordinator, are selecting the school arts enhancements for your school. And so you would book that. When you are ready to book, you're going to select site coordinator on this page, and then you'll be able to fill out the form similarly and make your selections for either the assemblies or the family engagement. If your unified arts or PE teachers are making selections, they would select lead teacher and make selections similar to the lead teacher would. Okay, here's my other slide. I'm just looking at my time to make sure we have time for questions. Grade level, timelines, and deadlines. So K-5, they are making their program selections and filling out their field trip forms on August 25th. They have dedicated time during this PD day in order to do that. We're asking assured experiences are all scheduled and confirmed by September 8th, and all other programming can be scheduled by the 11th. Pre-K, IGOL and RISE, and 6 to 8 have the same deadline dates. The window for selection is August 25th to September 8th, and all programs scheduled and confirmed by the 18th. And then site coordinators at your eligible schools for school arts enhancements, we ask that those selections be made by September 8th. So site coordinators, here's your next steps checklist. I'm going to be sharing this recording along with the slide deck and a site coordinator Google folder that's going to have resources on for each of your grade level bands on how they book their programs. And you can share those with teachers this week. Teachers can start browsing the roster. K-5 teachers, we want to get them ready for the August 25th selection. All other grades, teachers should be getting ready for their selection window. Start thinking about your school arts enhancement budget and how you want to use those dollars, and remind teachers about field trip forms and transportation. Okay, so support and resources. So my staff that's joining me today, we've divided schools, and we're going to be following up with individual schools on updates and reminders and watching your school selections to make sure that you're aware of the deadlines and to see what grade levels have made selections and which ones are still needing to make those. I just mentioned the resource Google folder. That's going to be filled with documents. I can show you what that looks like. You'll be getting this meeting recording and slide deck. Hartford Performs is also adding some open work time support Zoom calls. On August 25th, we will be on a Zoom, and I'm going to provide that link from 11:30 to 1:30, so that during that window when teachers are making their selections, they could hop on the Zoom and ask myself or my colleague Charmaine if you need guidance on Wit and Wisdom alignment or shared experience selections, or just running into any issues with the database. We're there to help troubleshoot all and any questions. And then all other teachers, pre-K, IGOL, 6-8, September 2nd, we're going to hold an open Zoom from 7:30 to 9:30. Again, to provide that support. We might add additional time later in that day too. So I'm curious what else you might need. If you want us to come in person to your school and offer support, we are available to do that as well. Or meeting again as a group threw that question in at the last minute. Let's just move on to questions. And here's our contact information on the screen. So you have that. My other program manager, who I know you communicated with a lot, Catherine Davis, you might be surprised she's not on this call today. She is currently on maternity leave. She had a baby girl, and we're very excited for her and hope she is doing well. Baby is doing well, and she'll be back in the fall. So myself and Charmaine are the contacts through this booking process. And I'm going to stop my share and open it up. I saw a lot of activity happening in the chat.
The chat is popping.
Okay, what do you got for me, Charmaine?
Yeah. So I think Ree actually got to a lot of the questions. So if there's any clarifying questions that Ree answered, please let us know. One from Phoebe, with the residency being a 5-day visit, does the grade level participate one at a time, or is each class scheduled different?
That's a good question. Let me think how to answer that. The whole grade level part, I guess it depends a bit on how your school schedule works. So if I'm the English teacher picking this residency program for all my 6th graders, I would coordinate with that teaching artist on their schedule to make sure that all of those 6th graders experience visit 1 with the teaching artist, visit 2, visit 3, visit 4, and visit 5. And our teaching artists are specifying in their program description whether their program is a consecutive Monday through Friday program or a twice a week program for 2.5 weeks. And so teachers will want to look closely at that recommendation for the program. Did that answer the question, Charmaine? Do you think I get it?
So I think what I'm getting is, are they teaching all 40 at once, or is it like if they're smaller classes? Is that
yes,
the
individual
question?
classes, not all at once. Like, right. We're anticipating 40 students or greater for a grade level. And so that artist is visiting each individual class. If there's 3 classes of 6th grade in your building, that teaching artist will see all 3 classes.
Does that clear it up, Mimi?
Yeah, so okay. And I think you did, but my processing is so
Okay.
okay. So if we had 3 6th grade classrooms that the lead teacher scheduled for, they would do their 5 days for each individual class on separate days, not all at one time, not at one, because you were saying, like, for example, if the ELA teacher wanted to schedule the residency for her classes, so she could coordinate to have them occur during her class periods. Right. But now if it was a different type of situation, like let's just say the 6th grade team just wanted to do something for the 6th grade level. So one teacher would have the 5-day residency on her 5 days that she scheduled. The second teacher would have it on the 5 days that they scheduled, and the third teacher would have it on the 5 days that they scheduled.
Oh, I see what you mean. Are they all going on different days?
Right.
Or is it one day, one session for all 6 graders?
Because there's 2 different scenarios that I'm thinking of. So I'm thinking of the 7th grade that operates differently than the 6th grade. So let's say our 7th grade teacher wanted to schedule something for their ELA classes. They could easily run a 5-day through their classes and tackle everybody. But then the 6th grade, if they were operating differently, which they tend to do at our school, is wonderful dynamic. But if they were scheduling for their entire grade level, I think one teacher would do it for their class, another for their class, and another for their class. So their 5 days would run differently based on when that teacher scheduled, if that makes sense. If you
see what you're asking, and the purpose of this program is that the skill builds consecutively, and so is most successful with one lead teacher that all the 6th graders go through, so that they're all learning in a sequential order.
Gotcha.
Right. So if Ray Bermudez is teaching salsa or bachata, that's building up to the 5th day. It's does that make sense?
Yes. So
yeah.
And that kind of plays out in the way that I think myself as a site coordinator would kick it and convey it to them.
Yep.
so that it's done the way that you are hoping for it to be done. So I'm so glad that, that we're kind of having this conversation, because I just want to make sure that they get the most out of this experience. But now I guess the drawback to that is, now if one lead teacher selects it for the entire grade level, then that's it. They don't get the exposure to other programming, which is kind of like, it doesn't work in our favor for the kids. They're kind of just limited in their experience. And Hartford Performs, how I feel about it. I just love it. And you guys have such great programming that it's just, you want to build that type of experience, but I think it just limits them to what they can do if this is the one thing that they get to choose from, if this is what they select.
Mhm.
Yep. I hear that. I hear that. And that's valid. There are experiences to the Wadsworth still available, even if they pick just the $20 program and the Mark Twain House. And you could also think about your school arts enhancement dollars and bring in an assembly just for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, which I've seen some schools do last year.
That's a good idea.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Thank you for that
Thank you.
feedback.
Yeah. We also have Melissa asked, if they miss the scheduling link, will the platform still allow them to confirm booking? So I think this is when you were suggesting that people have to go back after selecting the Science Center, that they have to go back to that link in order to schedule. And I think the question is, will the system allow them to do that? Allow them to book it without scheduling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I would open that link in a new window, complete your Hartford Performs booking, and then go fill out the organization's link if they have one.
So it'd be 2 steps.
Yeah, it's a 2-step process. Yep.
The question is, if they accidentally or overlook that link and they're still allowed to confirm the booking, but they don't actually go and schedule it through the link, will they be notified that they didn't actually complete the booking? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yep. So this is a new process, and we're going to be in communication with like the Science Center. And so I'll follow up the Science Center and say, these are all your bookings through Hartford Performs. Did everyone do your link? And they'll follow up with the teacher to say, we have your booking. We didn't get the rest of the information.
Okay. Because I can see teachers, no, I booked it. And well, did you go through the scheduling? What scheduling? So I know that question is probably going to come up. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. I think. Okay, we got that.
There's one at the bottom, Shar.
Okay.
Caitlin. I see.
Caitlin. Yeah.
Caitlin, so good question. I think what I'm hearing is the residency at standalone middle school also available to unified arts teachers, right? So you can choose who your lead teacher is as long as the whole grade level is served through your class. So Caitlin, if you want to serve all 6th grade and Diana wants to serve all 7th grade, then you would just need one other lead teacher for 8th grade, so that all students in the school participate in the 5-visit residency program.
I did have a question about like a follow-up question, because we see our students by marking period. So I won't meet that 40 student limit because I only have one class per grade level per marking period.
I would love to talk with you about that and connect on how we can make that work. And if spanning, we've thought about that. If like you don't see a whole grade level in one marking period, of spanning 2 marking periods is a possibility. So let's connect about that so we understand your schedule. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
John has the same concern about the marking period. John has.
Okay.
If I could just, at my school, we do the same, and my UA teachers are great. They're pretty flexible. So what they'll do is, like, if PE has it scheduled and we also need the 5th graders for music, they'll just combine like the UA period and just have the 2 teachers supervising the kids. I don't know if that's feasible, but it's just a suggestion.
I've done that as a UA teacher. I've combined with PE, and we've run stuff that way.
Thanks, Victoria and Rebecca. Yes, I know scheduling looks different at every school. And so it feels, as Hartford Performs, we want to give clarity, but also some flexibility based on how schools operate. And if we need to follow up to see how those things run, right? Being able to combine, like Victoria and Rebecca shared, that works for your school, then that's great.
Lisa has asked about 2 school-wide assemblies for UA and PE. Is that correct? Our UA teachers each get a PE and art program.
And 2 assemblies. There's that's yeah. I'll follow up with you, Lisa. That's like a math question that I'm not gonna do on the spot in front of everybody. So.
No math.
But I think there's a way to get some UA programming and some assemblies in at your school there this year. I see Melissa, library media specialist, to book as UA. If it's media, that works. Mm-hmm.
Phoebe is asking about response feedback forms.
Yes, thank you, Phoebe. We love teacher feedback and those program response forms. Those are automatically sent with every core arts program voucher. Once it reaches our review stage, those are sent out with an incentivized $5 gift card. We are making some updates to that response form. People might be happy to know that it's getting shortened, so hopefully not taking as long, but still capturing some important feedback. Yes, so please encourage your teachers to complete those forms.
I think that's it. Did I miss anyone?
Can I just ask something just by asking?
Please.
So with the fact that you guys are moving towards the alignment with wit and wisdom and the assured experiences, is there any talk in the future about increasing the amount that you're allowing for students, knowing that that automatically takes away some of that amount? Like, I think I saw that one was $10. So now that automatically cuts and just leaves the $10. And some are great with their shopping, and that's wonderful. But the thought of maybe increasing the amount, especially for those grades that have to have the assured experience, is there any thought about doing that? Or is that possible? Or it's just kind of...
I appreciate that feedback, Phoebe, and do see when I made that slide, I saw the discrepancies there per grade level of some being paid and some being free. And so I don't know about increasing the amount per grade level, but possibly tailoring the assured experiences to have them all be free so that they don't take away from the $20 budget per grade level. Is definitely something that we can work on and we're thinking about. Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask one more question? It's just easier to ask it than to take it. So for the $2,000, this kind of goes back to the question that was asked where you had to do the math. So if we want to take advantage of maybe doing an assembly, which would cost $500, and we would want to do a family engagement, which would be $1,000, I'm assuming the other $500 would come from the UA teacher bookings. Like, what if we want to do something from all, is that still within, how do we know how much money the UA teachers are utilizing out of that $2,000?
Yes, we can give you that accounting if they select first, or if you want to make the selections for a family engagement and an assembly and then tell a UA teacher to take the rest. I think they will be limited. Like they could book, it would be 550 students, right? $500. Okay. So one $10 program for 50 students, and then you'd clear your budget out.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
We have a question about when is Hatchet available to be booked?
I will be sending that survey to you with all of the resources from today's meeting. And you can send that to your 4th grade teachers. And as soon as they have the link, they should sign up. I believe the survey can take 50 different entries. And I believe Hartford Stage, they have a limited number of classroom spots, but we at least take 50 so that they have enough to choose from.
And if it's the same as last year, one teacher can book for the entire 4th grade. That's how it was.
Yes.
We didn't have to do individual teachers.
Correct. All right. Well, we are at time, a little bit over. My apologies for that, but wow, I'm thrilled by these questions. Thank you for your attention through this presentation. I hope that it was clear and helpful. And just really appreciate, again, all of your hard work and being part of Hartford Performs and your site coordinator at your school. Thank you so much. It's great to see all of your faces. I'm glad so many of you had great summers, and I think it's going to be a great school year. We're excited. And we're going to be out seeing your programs. Woohoo! All right. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Hi, Ree.
Emily?
Yes.